Hey, I think we're on now.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Wonder if they could hear it.
I believe they could. It's us. We normally are able to hear our own theme song and react to it, but this time we couldn't. So
yeah, let us know if you guys could hear it, because I'm curious.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you heard the song. I'm pretty certain you did, but it doesn't hurt to double check. Welcome, folks. It's another episode, another exciting adventure of the Drizzle Bizzle. That's what we call it.
It's your boys.
Drizzle Bizzle. It's your boys.
Yeah.
Man, that song really threw me off. Says,
the song sounded something like blub 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 blub. So I don't know if that was. I feel like you have some songs that do sound like that when they work. Yeah.
Yeah. That could be any number of songs of mine.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, folks, welcome to another episode of DrawBomb. That lack of intro kind of threw me here.
Yeah, I think we should, leave and come back.
Yeah, let's just restart the stream and pretend like none of this happened. Okay. Brandon, how have you been this week?
Oh my gosh, dude, so good. I've been great. I'm so boring. I haven't done anything worth talking about. I do things, but it's not like It's not.
Don't you
anything interesting? It's just surviving.
Don't you want to farm your real life for clout?
No.
Oh no.
I always find that I always get offended when I see catch an influencer or something showing their stuff, but they're also not doing anything interesting. They're like, today we went for a walk and then we went to the grocery store, and they're like, it's like a person walking around and they're significant others holding the camera for them the whole time, and they're not even there's no talking. It's music over them, just walking around town, and I'm like, this is nothing. It's it's normally nothing, but this is extra nothing.
Yeah. Just doing boring vlogs.
Yeah, it's you're doing the shit that I did before I got home to watch. So I don't know, other people live lives that I'm not, or something like that. I guess is that the draw for people who watch life vlogs.
I think you're you form a parasocial unhealthy attachment to this person, and then you watching them live out their mundanity makes you feel like you're doing it with them. And then you're like, yay, I'm people like them.
My best friend, YouTuber name here.
Yeah, YouTuber name here. There's a whole Danny Gonzalez video, and it came out years and years ago, pre-pandemic times, about boring vlogs, and it's a great video. It's about boring vlogs.
I feel like it's probably not true. I just probably somehow gotten better at avoiding them, but I feel like there's less. It's not as much as it used to be. That can't be true, actually, now that I'm coming out of my mouth.
I feel like
it's gotta be more than ever, right?
I can't be certain. I know Casey Neistat was a big name in vlogging years and years ago, around the time this Danny Gonzalez video came out.
He's still doing his shit.
He's still doing his thing, but I
saw one where he was wearing Apple goggles, and he's being the most annoying person that you could be in public. He's on a train in New York City going whoa my god, and he's riding his one wheel, wearing it through traffic, and it's just stop it, stop doing that.
Mr. Neistat, you're annoying. Please stop.
You're being annoying.
These people are just trying to live their day.
Don't crash into me with your stupid one wheel while wearing your VR goggles because you're trying to make content. I'm just
Brendan,
a poor person.
You've watched the Apple goggle, or you've worn the Apple goggles. Why don't you tell us what you thought of them?
Yes, I have, and I don't know. It seems like, from what I've seen, they're just like mixed reality goggles that like make working on like a Mac a little more annoying.
And what would you rate them out of 10?
Well, first off, even if they were pretty cool, they're $3,000, so that gives them a terrible rating right off the bat. Because even if it seemed like, whoa, this like speeds up my workflow, which it doesn't, it's just kind of like cool. Maybe it's like a step towards something like an actually real thing that people will use at some point.
That's sort of what I picture them as.
But
like
$3,000 is fucking whack.
I picture it is Apple has good tech. Like Apple always like pushes tech forward whenever they like really seriously invest in like a type of technology. You know, like when Apple decides like, oh, we're gonna get into phones. Well, I mean, the reason we have phones as the way they are nowadays is because Apple, you know, invested that effort and money into that. So I picture this as like the first generation of any kind of Apple product. I feel like is them kind of be like saying, hey, this is sort of the track we're on. This is what we're working with, and this is how we're planning on moving the tech forward. And then it's also insanely expensive because we think of ourselves sort of as a luxury electronics brand, and so they use the first generation to get the rubes to basically fund the development that's going to go into making the tech more accessible.
The first one's for
audience.
Advertising and for the nerds to own.
Yeah, and the Apple enthusiasts who are like, oh boy, I love Daddy Apple.
Anything Apple, I'll get everything Apple. It's just, oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
How sleek, so sleek.
I love the way it's like a 2001 Space Odyssey spaceship. It's great.
I have owned Apple products in the past. Like I had a Mac for years. That was my main computer for years. And I liked it. I did, but it's expensive to do less. It's great if you don't. My recommendation, it's like if my mom had never used a computer and she was like, I want a computer, I'd be like, you should have an Apple computer because you're not going to break it as easy. It keeps you, it's like bumper bowling. You're not going to.
Yeah, exactly.
It keeps you from fucking up your computer a little bit. You can still do it, but it's harder to do.
Yeah, on a Windows, you can accidentally like destroy your BIOS and
I can go in and just delete like the file that makes my computer work.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, you can't do that so much with, and also like if you want to install something on your computer, you got to designate like a folder and you got to choose like options. Apple is just like, oh, did you want to install this thing? Drag this big fucking icon over to the other folder icon that's huge. You did it.
Yeah, it's very like easy and like intuitive. I would say that's its biggest strength. This stuff works a little bit more how your brain might expect it to.
Yeah. Apple is definitely training wheels for computer owners, and that's perfect because like if my mom, she has a Mac and she loves it because she doesn't care to like I just had to today I just helped her like reset like the opening, like the default page for her web browser because she was like, oh, all of a sudden it's setting it to like this strange Google page. And I'm like, what do you want it as? She's like, Google. I'm like, okay. And I open settings and I just set it to Google with like a click of a button and it's done.
Yeah.
Like she needs help with that. She doesn't know how to do that shit.
Sure.
So that's what a Mac is for.
I don't expect my mom to know how to do that stuff. But yeah, Mac's good for that stuff. But if you want to actually like do some like customization and make it your own, and do things a little bit
not by the book.
Not by the book, then PC could do more, and it's way cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my opinion. I did it. I was like, that's cool. Never again. Not because it was a bad experience, but because it's just not worth it. There was, I want to be able to do more, and I don't want to spend all that money for no reason.
I had a Mac laptop that I got because like my college was like, you're gonna need a Mac laptop to get all these programs that we want to give our students.
Yeah, they said that to me too, but I was like, nah.
Well,
they were like, okay, fine.
I kept my PC too, but I just had an extra laptop I would bring to class and like take care of certain business on, and use for jerking off. But and then
at school.
No, but like at home, not.
Yeah, I understand.
No, don't put that on me. No.
Okay.
But what happened was I was just using it the one day, and then the screen just went blank. And I'm like, oh, it's fully charged. So I took it to the Apple store, and the person who's like trying to fix it, first of all, they open it and when they open it, they're like, so you've tried to do repairs on this before? And I'm like, no, this is my first time bringing it into a store. And they're like, well, it's missing some of the screws. And that's when I found out that the new laptops the school sold us as like a deal were actually refurbished. So that's
oh, cool. Dickheads.
But anyways, so then the guy's like, yeah, this laptop, you're gonna need a whole fresh screen on the laptop, and that's gonna be $800. And I was like, I'm good. I'm just this laptop is not a laptop anymore. That's just gonna have to be what it is. Just the fact that, like, okay, if I was using my PC and the PC like monitor died, I'd have to probably get a new monitor. That would probably run me a fair amount of money. But the fact that this laptop, I don't know, the fact that like I was essentially getting a whole new laptop just to fix like this issue that it just kind of did.
Real dumb.
Yeah. So anyway, and the fact that I had to take it to like a Genius bar, to like, which required me like setting it up on a schedule, because like it's there was one Apple Genius bar in however many block radius. It's all dumb. I hate it. I'm mad.
Yeah, it's dumb. In some ways it's very convenient, but in order to have that regular convenience, you have some major inconveniences.
Yeah.
Along the way.
And those aren't even like inconveniences that are just like a natural byproduct of like, oh, this is the choice you made. It's like, no, these are just Apple being dickheads and anti-consumer. Because
they have a lot of things like that, like special screws that you need a special tool to use because they don't want you doing your own maintenance. Like stuff like that is like absolute bullshit. Real quick in the chat, we got Lotus Clock. Welcome. We also have Leviathan Den. Welcome to the show. Let's see. Lotus Clock says, was this thing about the theme song caused by OBS acting weird? Yeah, probably. It's usually the case.
As far as we know.
Says, I was watching Danny Gonzalez today. He made a video about Garth Brooks on his second channel.
I saw that. He's talking about Garth Brooks trying to become
fascinating.
Chris Gaines. Yeah. Which I haven't seen that video yet, but I was looking forward to watching it because it loves me a good two Danny.
I have some spoilers for you. They're the same person. Whoa! It's like a Hannah Montana situation, except they're both Hannah Montanas. Like they're both famous, I guess, in this scenario. Wild. I know. Wow. Pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Leviathan Den says, I like the intro song.
I mean, someone heard it.
That's good, yeah. Lotus Clock says, is the bomb man cutting off people's legs to make home decoration with them? And he says, oh, okay, he's doing woodwork apparently, so I don't know what the deal is with the legs. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, we're caught up.
All caught up.
Brandon.
Yes, Ian.
So your week was boring.
I mean, I hung out with some family. That was great. I know, that's what I said. I know, I feel like that was rude now that I think about it. It's not stuff that I think would make for interesting. I mean, to a stranger on the internet, yes. They don't want to hear about like, I don't know. I saw this family and I saw this. I worked on some projects. I worked at my job a lot. I saw a bunch of family. That was my week. It was good, but it's not. I don't. There's no anecdotes in there. I don't think.
Did you rob any countries?
Oh, there are actually
with
some.
your family?
There are some. I'm thinking about it now. Actually, what'd you say?
Did you rob any countries with your family?
No, we just drove some cars real fast and furious.
Oh.
So there's some things actually. Now that I think about it, me and my brother, and his wife and my wife, we did an escape room.
Oh.
That was pretty fun. That's interesting,
I'm sorry,
right?
I don't know why I'm making that noise. That's cool.
It was really fun.
I'm jealous. I love the concepts of escape rooms.
Yeah, I feel like you and I were practicing because we were playing that escape room game.
That's true. Was I just your escape room fluffer for the real deal?
Yes.
Oh my god. And I paid $10
me locked and loaded
for the privilege. Locked and loaded.
You know, someone's got to do it.
Boy.
But yeah, it was fun. We did not escape. We got very close. We got to the very last puzzle of all of them. But it was fun. This place does a good job. I've been to one of their other ones before.
Is this the super fancy one that you told me the story about?
I mean, the one that I went to before was pretty fancy. This one was a little more like analog, but that's fine. Like it was still like the puzzles. Like afterwards, I was like thinking about like how did somebody put these together? Some of them were like puzzles that were solved with like magnets. Like there was a chessboard, and you had to set the chessboard up in the exact way, and when you did, it like the magnets in the chess pieces unlocked a big thing that swung open, like stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Like I don't even know how that mechanism works.
So is this an insane clown posse escape room with all of its magnets?
It was.
Although I guess they knew how they worked if they were using them for the puzzle.
No, I don't know how it worked. That's what I was just saying.
Oh, okay.
It was impressive, but I don't know how it worked. Also,
I would say that magnets
you're stuck in a room with juggalos, and you really want to escape. There's no timer, just that's the incentive, and it works really well. You want out of there bad.
The timer is when you get to the end of like one of the ICP's like longest albums.
You have to watch Big Money Rustlers to completion.
Oh man, but I would stop doing the puzzles to watch the movie.
I did not like that movie.
You didn't like it? I forgot. Did I force you to watch it, or did you go out and seek it out on your own?
We watched it with like either it was I think it was you or your brother or both. I don't know. But no, I wasn't a big fan.
I don't blame you. It
didn't scratch the bad movie itch that I look for. Really, it just kind of felt like pain.
It's just kind of got its own charm.
Sure, I get why you might like it. Because you're an idiot.
It's been a long time since I've seen the movie. I'm sure my opinion would probably be slightly altered.
No, I'm just saying, like, I get.
To be fair, I watched a lot when I was altered, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
With alcohol.
Sure.
I was drunk.
Oh.
What do you want out of me?
You drank too many Faygo sodas.
That's right.
Which is the official beverage of Insane Clown Posse.
ICP.
That's a Michigan-based soda
really?
pop. Mm-hmm. It's like in all the grocery stores here.
Is it a family name?
No, my name's Chapman.
No, I'm just.
It's Faygo.
I'm just wondering.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't even know.
Why is it called that?
Well, I was just wondering if maybe it was a family name, and because that's the only reason I could think of.
Calling it's got to be, right? It's got to be. I think it's like pretty old. Like I think it's, but yeah, it's got to be a name. I don't know what else that would mean.
Maybe we should spend the next
Faygo slurp slurp.
Drink that Faygo. Wow, I don't like the way that word came out of my mouth that time.
How does Faygo? Slurp slurp. That's how it go.
Faygo slurp slurp. Faygo to the spaceship in Cowboy Bebop.
Faygo make me go pee pee. Wait.
You cannot
Never
say.
Mind. Actually, can you take that out so that's not in the show anymore, please?
You cannot say the word Faygo with like a southern accent. It goes real wrong.
Well, it's not in the South, so you know. That's
fair.
Prices averted.
Is it not? I'm pretty sure they sell Faygo nationwide in all the stores.
Oh really? You've seen it?
I don't know. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
We get Fago out
Well,
here.
never mind. I thought it was a little exclusive over here.
I have a person who I know who I once sublet their apartment, or they sublet their apartment to me, and one of the decorations they had in the house was just like Fago bottles of all the different varieties lined up and like not rinsed out. It was kind of gross.
Oh, that's not a decoration, bro. That's just somebody who didn't put. Yeah, I have these decorations.
It was they were doing a Homestuck thing. Is I knew specifically when I saw it. I was like, this is a Homestuck thing. I'm pretty sure.
They also had a decoration of all these dishes with like food on it in the sink. It was like a weird decoration.
Yeah. That's definitely. I've had that collection before.
I've also decorated that way once or twice. So the escape room was cool. It was like,
yes, tell me about it.
Kind of complicated. I think. I don't know. I mean, they said it was like the hardest one, but I don't know. But it was good. It was kind of fun because apparently we didn't get to this part because it would have involved the very, very last puzzle that we lost right as we got to that one. But they basically have it set up so two of the people were like, you're in the like narrative, you're like spies, and two of the people were like moles who could like sabotage the mission on the last puzzle if they want to.
Oh.
And we didn't know it till the end, but Morgan and my sister-in-law were apparently the moles, and me and my brother were just two. Like, there's all these like clues during the game that are supposed to like make you start wondering who it is, and also like make them give themselves up. Like they have to, like they're required to like say a line or two, and then
that's fun.
That is suspicious. But we were just like so like Morgan so comes focused. In and says this like code that's like supposed to make her seem suspicious, and I just kind of like looked at her like, what the fuck are you talking about? And, like went back to like trying to solve the puzzle.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, are you okay? What are you talking about? So I was too dumb to pick up on that part.
You weren't thinking like a secret agent where anyone could be suspicious.
Well, I didn't think it worked that way. I didn't know, actually.
You would not make a good James Bond.
No, I would not. No.
People feel like James Bond. No, sir, not this guy.
No, I don't be like him. No.
I don't. Like
so I don't know. It was fun. The puzzles were pretty complicated, like in the way they're put together and stuff. It felt satisfying, and
that's good.
It was cool. There was like one of the puzzles was they had what's that instrument? That's the antenna that where you move your hand around. Theremin. They had a theremin in there, and you find this you unlock some box and it has like a fuse in it, and if you look closely behind the theremin, there's like a spot where the fuse plugs in. When you plug that in, it turns on. And then there was like we found these like codes that we had to like translate. And once we translated them, it said like basically like play Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So then my sister-in-law had to like try to play it on the theremin. And as soon as she got kind of close, this thing like swung open.
That's fun.
It was cool. Like stuff like that. It's just.
I've always wanted to play a theremin. That's interesting. I'm jealous.
Yeah. I get to do all the things that you want to do.
You're living my life streams.
You should watch my vlog.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, so it was cool. I had fun. And I got to see my brother. He was out for his birthday, which was fun. And yeah, we had a great old time.
I'm good. I'm glad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ian, how about you? What have you done? You come at me? You coming at me? What have you done?
Well, currently I am awaiting word on when I'm going to start working
your new job.
My new job, where I'm going to repair bikes, and then as the
do you have any kind of like window, maybe?
I don't know. We were texting over the weekend because it's a guy who I knew from karate, that I took back when I was a wee lad, but we were texting and he was like, hey, when do you want to start? And I was like, I can start whenever. He's like, well, I'm ready to have you start whenever you want to start. And I was like, how's this week? And then that was the last
he was like, shit, you called my bluff.
Oh, damn. So I haven't heard since that, which has been a couple days, but I'm you know, he'll get to me when he gets to me.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That kind of answered my question. I was curious, like, if it was, you know, something like, oh, a certain month, or if it's going to be like, you know, as soon as possible.
It's gonna be it's definitely like it's one of those places where the business booms in the summer times.
Sure.
So as it is currently, the rush isn't huge to get in there for him, I'm sure. But he does want to get me like trained up to be doing bikes and able to service them for once the summer does roll around, when business really starts a booming.
When the bikers are back.
When the biker mice from Mars return from their expeditions. No, it's actually it's regular bikes, not motorcycles. That I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be. We'll see how it turns out, but it's a job. I need cash. It's a job. It's gonna pay me some cash.
But I mean, you know, we all have to work those jobs that are just jobs. But it's nice if you have one that's like, you know, interesting to you. That's great.
You know, I wouldn't call it necessarily interesting. I mean, like, it'll be cool to work with my hands.
The bike part.
It'll be cool to like know how to, because like I've ridden a bike, like whenever I was living in Philly, I rode my bike everywhere. But if something went wrong with my bike, I would just like take it to a bike shop and be like, "Can you please fix this?"
But you're gonna be that guy now.
No, I'm that guy, and I have a friend who worked in a bike shop, and so I'll be kind of carrying on his legacy. He's in Washington now.
Oh, so he passed away.
No, he's in Washington. He just moved all the way across.
Rest in peace, buddy. Lotus Clock says, Brandon taking his time to draw a character in a very complex pose and being very detailed and accurate to perspective, and Ian, random legs.
Hey,
I mean,
these legs are hard work.
This is, and they're not random. They're supposed to be exactly this many in this pose. He's nailing it. Yeah, I don't know. I realized drawing an like swinging an axe from front on, like a hatchet, is or at least I'm having trouble with it. Let's just put it that way. I don't think it's fair to say that it's that complicated. I'm just
it's a fucking easy pose, you noob.
I'm not good enough.
You're not. Get off my show.
Okay. See ya.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
No, these legs are here with a purpose. We don't even know if these legs show up in the new one. You know what I mean? Oh, he gone. Oh no.
Psych. So see, now you learn the folly of you got what you wished for, and you've wished badly.
I've been gotted.
Yeah, you just got wonderful life. You idiot. I think something like that.
But you were the one.
Also, you were dead in that scenario.
Wait, hold on. Do you want me dead, bro?
No, I didn't wish for that.
Guys, I think I need help.
Recently.
I think I need a safety.
No, I don't want you dead right now.
I want you dead? By the way, how tall and how wide are you?
Check out this model guillotine I built. It's not functional. You should put your head in it.
Man,
not functional.
Have you seen coffin prices these days?
Through the roof.
But let's hope not literally, because then zombies, right?
I don't even understand what that means.
You wouldn't, because I'm being surreptitious.
Syrup. Ian.
Brandon.
Have you watched anything or played anything or done anything interesting pop culture wise? Anything you've been had your eye on?
Oh no.
Oops, I forgot. I wasn't supposed to. You told me before the show I wasn't supposed to ask him about that.
Let me look up my notes.
Kind of a sensitive subject.
Oh, okay. So No, but I have some. I did actually bring notes of things I could rant about and discuss. Number one, let's talk about the Epic Games launcher. Why don't we?
Okay.
I think you know where I'm going with this.
Sure. Yeah, I do. I do know.
I think it's stinky poo poo.
It is stinky poo poo. They make a lot of money, so like, why is it so bad?
How is it such a bad? App. Is bad. It doesn't save your progress very good, and then when you decide that you're going to try and stick through the terrible Saints Row game, you find out that your save data was lost, and then you decide that you're just not going to play that game.
You could kind of, just to play devil's advocate a little, you could kind of argue that it was a little bit our fault, but the fact that it happened to both of us at the same time, and like without us almost knowing that it happened, is bad. They're bad because of that.
And we're seasoned gamers. We know cloud saves, you know.
Sure.
We should be able to not lose everything.
So we went to play a game that we didn't even like. We were just trying to be nice so that the developers wouldn't, their feelings wouldn't get hurt.
Trying to help their analytics.
And we went to go play it, and apparently like a small prompt appeared that said something about like, do you want cloud saving like to work or be on effectively? And I guess previous time we played it, cloud saving, I'm assuming, was down because we were both online.
Yeah.
We were both using the thing. We were two different people. So like the fact that it wasn't saving for either of us last time we played. So anyways, we're like, yeah, whatever, turn cloud saving on. We both hit yes, like independently.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even discuss it until
overwrote our save with a very old save from the last time that cloud saving was on, and effectively deleted all the progress we had made.
Literally
in this
all
game
the
we don't even.
progress.
And so we took this game that we're like, all right, let's just like muscle through, maybe mine out a few fun moments and get our money's worth, and it just put us back at the beginning, and we were like, delete.
Yeah, we both uninstalled the game right then and there.
Yeah, so I guess, you know, maybe if I would have read it a little closer, because it tells you like the date of the last cloud save, this or that. Maybe if I would have paid a little more close attention, I could have avoided it. But still, like,
yeah,
why are you doing that game? Why is that so easy to just like delete everything?
Yeah.
And there's no backups. It doesn't like keep like them separated at all. Just
you know where
gone.
I've never accidentally deleted my save data because of cloud data issues? Steam.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, what gives Epic? Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's annoying. And yeah, Epic's the game launcher, man. I'm just not ever satisfied with the experience. And I'm like, is it so hard to put, like, you're not even making the games that go on the launcher necessarily. I mean, they are if you consider Fortnite. But it's like,
I think they're just kind of, you know, making their money and not too
publishing.
concerned with like
The end user experience.
perfecting this thing. I think like everybody plays Fortnite. We make all our money off Fortnite. I don't know. We give away some free games. We managed to buy some exclusives, so people have to use this thing. And then who gives a shit?
Like Epic as a whole isn't like tanking or anything like that, but like they're not like they made the Steam competitor because they wanted some of Steam's money, but like by not being a better experience than Steam, they're not making that. I feel like they've given up. I feel like they tried it for like the pandemic, and then the pandemic was over, and they were like, well, I guess we didn't overtake Steam, and I kind of don't care anymore, so fuck it. And then that's what they did.
Could be. It could be.
I still get their fucking free game every week, and let me tell you what, they've given me a lot of free games, and they have not seen a lot of money from me.
Yeah, I haven't bought many games from them. Like maybe like a small handful. and mainly because I was forced to, because they just like bought exclusive rights or something.
Yeah, we wanted to play like what, Borderlands 3?
Yeah, I think that was one.
Which man, Borderlands 3, that game is sure is a game that exists.
It's fine. I played a lot of it.
I mean, yeah, we sunk a lot of time into it. And I finally beat it. Like, what was that last year that like we finally sat down and I beat Borderlands 3, or it was
A year or two ago.
it was sometime like well after the game had released.
Yeah. I don't know. It was fine. I'm kind of
fine.
like, I'm wondering how much that one was just like poorly written versus me just like growing up. I don't know. Were the others annoying to that level?
I feel like one was not. I think because like one was sort of like Gearbox wasn't the fucking household name. It was, and like one kind of got that status by being so successful. And like I don't think one's humor was necessarily like, wow, that's great. But I feel like it was probably less annoying because I feel like the success made the series feel like it had to like insist upon itself. I don't know.
It did some unique things too with the first, that aren't so unique anymore. So without having that edge, that also could take away from it, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely like a product of the time where it's like it was kind of the first to do a lot of things. Like it was the first to do. I mean, it invented the looter shooter genre, didn't it? Like there was no other looter shooter games before Borderlands.
I think you might be right. That sounds right.
So it's like they were doing a lot of new stuff, so they could kind of get away with a lot. I don't know. I feel like I remember the humor being there, but not nearly as annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like 2 was the first game where I was just like, I want someone to just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Shut up, please.
Let me just blow things apart.
I'm just gonna blow some things. All right, let me hop in the chat real quick and see what we got.
All right.
Shisha. Lotus Clock says some of those Doom modded levels that Ian played last year were like escape rooms, but cranked up to level 10.
That's true.
Yeah, I've never had a fireball shot at me by a demon in an escape room, but
dude, that'd be so sick.
That'd be sick.
Actually, I would totally play a Doom themed escape room. That'd be sick as hell.
Let's see. Lotus Clock, I want that bunch of legs to be in the next Dr. Catastrophe video. Cliff Knightley will certainly have interesting questions to ask them. Yeah, this does look like something that would live there, to be honest.
Yeah, it does, yeah. What do you think its voice would sound like?
I feel like there's a mouth under all the legs or something.
That's the same kind of sound I had in my head, too, was a muffled, just kind of situation.
There you go. Sold.
Wow, we nailed it.
Is it like a starfish where like the center of all the legs there's like a little mouth/butthole type situation, or is there just like, are the legs like hair and there's a head under there?
I like to think it's kind of like a chia pet where there is something underneath all of that, but it's like the legs are kind of its hair.
Yeah.
I like
you got Zone Dog in the chat.
Wow.
Hey Zone Dog, find some escape rooms in Chicago that we can do when we're out there. That'd be a fun thing for us, right?
That'd be sick as hell, dude.
Let's see. Lotus Clock says, okay, so if those marks on his other arm are any indication that Bomb Man aims really bad with his axe, and he's chopped his own legs off at several occasions in the past. The line. I was trying to make it like a bandage or something.
Yeah, I'm just noticing your. I thought it was gonna be like scars on his arm from like just missing.
That's funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Zone Dog says my apartment. Try to escape that. Muhahaha.
Oh no. What if he did turn his like fucking apartment into an escape room just for the visit, we
just throw like a chair through the window. We're out. Run.
Run. He's gone crazy. He's gone feral. Bam.
So Ian, why are we drawing this?
Oh, because we are playing a game. We played a game last night, at least, called, I believe it's officially titled The Forest 2.
Forest Harder?
Yeah. Forest Another Day. We haven't actually come across this fella behind Mr. Bomb, but in the
Previous
prequel,
game.
Father of the Forest,
Forest Daddy.
Forest Dads, there was this guy in it, and he was awful. Yeah, that's it. We're playing it.
There you have it. There you have it, folks.
There you have it.
But yeah, pretty fun so far.
Yeah, we haven't really like uncovered much.
Yeah, we just started building the cat. That's kind of what I think inspired this drawing. Is like you're meant to like. I mean, you can play it however you want, obviously, and we are. But you're meant to like go out and like dig through these like pitch black caves where there's mutants and like just like fight a bunch of guys at their camps and like explore around. And we basically just like found a good like spot with a nice view and just built up like a little quaint little cabin. And while mutants are like every 10-20 minutes, some mutants run up and try to like fight us, and we're just like
the people
who are building our little cabin.
The people who we're fighting aren't actually really mutants. They're just like humans who have gone feral.
Oh, okay. What caused them to go feral? Was that in the original game?
Yeah, it's partially like I think there was like this Bible group or whatever, like this like missionary group that like came to the island, and they were like there's a room you can find where you see like a whole bunch of skeletons, and they're all like clawing against like the wall in this chamber, and I think that's sort of like some of the world building. And I remember both reading about it on the wiki and like kind of like finding out through the lore in the game, but it's like there was, I forget it, I'm pretty sure there was like a missionary group that came to the island, and then they were stranded there, and then like when the beam went off that like caused your plane to crash and causes this, that, the other, like way back when, it turned the whole group, like it like melted their brains or something like that, turned them feral, or them being stranded there just made them go all Lord of the Flies. I forget which it was, but I think it was the first one where like
gotcha,
the beam turned their brains to soup or something.
That could be,
because I do remember there being that room where it's like, oh, it's the beam definitely causes some shit to happen, and like there's like skeletons all like praying and like scratching at the walls of this like one room you find.
Lotus Clock says escaping an apartment would be interesting if a shrink ray was involved. Wow, the production value is getting way too high, I think, for Austin at this point. Not to assume that he can't afford a shrink ray, but
yeah,
making some guesses here.
I don't know if you've been to eBay lately, but those shrink rays will run you a pretty penny.
After COVID, everybody's getting rid of theirs. They're just like getting rid of all their hobby shit that they bought to keep themselves busy.
You know, I should see if Rick Moranis is selling his shrink ray. I know that one works.
Yeah, but boy, the situations it gets him into.
Talk about an awkward conversation with your wife. Jeez. Whoops. Honey.
Honey, I shrunk the kids. Honey, I shrunk them again.
Oh my gosh.
At a certain point, she should just like...
divorce.
some kind of like call the police and like have him put away.
Yeah,
like,
CPS shows up.
He keeps accidentally shooting people with a kind of like garbage science ray.
Honey, I accidentally shot the children with a particle accelerator, and now they have severe amounts of radiation.
I mean, have you ever seen Honey, I Blew Up the Kid? That kid's like basically turns into a kaiju and is like stomping around the city.
Is this the R-rated?
No, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid is a real thing.
I don't believe you.
Rick Moranis makes a grow ray, or something makes it go backwards, and he shoots a toddler. His toddler.
Oh my god.
And then the kid is
baby.
Like, they blow up a kid. And then it's the size of it's like a Godzilla toddler, and it's running around, and Rick Moranis has to help them like shrink him again.
That sounds awful.
He's like picking up cars that like people are in and like playing with them. He's like vroom vroom, and there's people like he's probably killing lots of people. It's a movie. It actually exists.
That sounds awful. It sounds like a worse version of Baby's Day Out.
It is Baby's Day Out, except if the baby was Godzilla.
Wait, actually, hold on now.
I was gonna say, like,
coming back around to the movie idea.
Sounds great.
Baby Godzilla's Day Out.
Have you ever seen Baby Godzilla?
Is this a thing that exists? Is this in Godzilla -1?
It's Godzilla Jr. I'm gonna show you what this Godzilla Jr. looks like.
If it doesn't look like Bowser Jr., I will flip a table.
It doesn't. You're gonna be mad about this thing.
Oh my gosh. I'm already mad.
Alright, Baby Godzilla coming up. This is not the mama.
Oh, I have seen this.
Not the mama.
I have seen Baby Godzilla, and yeah, this does.
Why is there so much whites in his eyes? Why did they make him a cartoon?
It really does look like the baby from fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah. They bought this and they just painted it pink.
But with
save some money.
A lot more grundle than I was anticipating.
They like tried to give him like infant fat, but he's like a reptile.
Just kind of looks like a.
And then they like tried to make him like. I'm not saying they succeeded, but they tried to make him like cute.
They did not.
They did not. It looks like. I don't know. It looks bad.
It kind of looks
like
more
like a baby King Kong.
It does look more like a baby King Kong. It looks like
it does look like a turd that came to life.
This would be like a horror creature, like your poop comes to life and it's like,
well, Godzilla.
Daddy!
Godzilla is a horror creature.
Especially if you watch Shin Godzilla. I mean, Jesus.
I haven't yet.
I've heard very, very good things about Godzilla -1.
I know.
It makes me really want to see it. Want to see it. Hello,
I was gonna see it, but then I didn't see it. Anyways.
Lotus Clock, while the Godzilla picture was on the screen, said, E.T. really let himself go.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
E.T. phone Pizza Hut. Am I right, folks? Am I right?
Oh my god, dude. You should do stand-up, bro, because that was... Is that you, like, bonking your head with a mallet after you do the joke?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Wacky smacky.
I'm a crazy guy.
I got nothing in my head. Don't.
Whoop-a-dee-doop-a-doo. Wow.
I didn't hear that either. Come on, man. Come on.
You didn't hear that either? What the heck? You know, I think this is OBS
operation you running here?
Because I checked all the outputs. I checked everything. Everything's good. This is an OBS thing for sure. If I like restarted OBS, this would not be an issue.
Zone Dog's here, and he doesn't even know that we've added a text-to-speech feature.
Oh my gosh, we need. Oh, we
I feel like I shouldn't tell him that that's the thing, but I just did. I can delete it though if you.
No, we should have just coordinated it before while we were setting up the stream. I totally forgot. We should have coordinated. So
we should have. We should do a lot of things.
After we end this episode, real quick, let's just set it up. Let's make it so that you can pay $3.
Yeah.
To text to speech us. You know.
This is the last episode where you can get that discount TTS.
That's right, TTs.
Wow.
I heard that.
That always works. That's confusing how... I mean, it's strictly because, like, OBS, I have it set up to pipe certain audio through my microphone into your ear balls. but OBS is not piping that audio as it should. And that's just a little frustrating.
Why don't shit work, bro? That's what I want to know.
What are you doing?
Not the mama.
Yes.
Not the mama.
I can't even do that kind of voice. Did you hear that?
I did. Is that a new sound alert? Is that one of your new soundboard things?
Yeah, it should be. That would be so confusing.
Just make it sound like a Discord call hanging up, and I'll be very confused. Be rude.
That would be great.
Not the mama.
Man, we watched the first episode of Dinosaurs like a while back as a family, and it was weird. Like there was like one character
It's a weird
who was
show.
just talking about like fucking killing himself the whole episode, and it was kind of like holy shit.
It's funny because they're cartoon dinosaurs.
It's
You
funny
can do anything.
because this dinosaur is terribly depressed.
Dino DNA.
Wow.
Remember that?
No, I don't.
Remember that, guys?
Is that a Bill Nye?
Remember? No, it's from Jurassic Park.
Oh. You didn't say.
Dino DNA.
I love that. I love that people have like turned into a meme. Wayne Knight in that movie being like, "Hey, look!" Like that scene where he's like, hey, look! We're stealing dinosaur eggs. See, nobody cares." I love that people have like turned that into a meme.
Dotson's here. Nobody cares.
Hey, look! DrawBomb streaming. Oh, see, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I would like to play around with the TTS and make some cool stuff, like, you know, have the draw boy appear and say the stuff, or have different voices or something. I don't know. There's stuff you can do.
There's definitely ways to get it all fanciful like that. I don't know. We got to get rid of some of this Cult of the Lamb stuff. That's
Yeah, I feel like I've deleted it like twice, but I'll check that again.
Pee pee poo poo, this is my favorite show on the internet.
Whoa.
Wow, thanks. Some dude, did you hear that? The fans, man, the fans.
Love us.
They're making themselves heard, dude.
The fans they want us to know that they like us. They really like us. They're thrilled.
They love us even.
Yeah, we're their favorite show
On the whole internet, bro. You know how big the internet is, dude? It's huge.
Wide internet.
That's wild. I'm honored.
Thank you, sir, for letting us know.
Thank you
sir
so
or
much.
madam,
Ian, can you
know.
ban that guy?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Ban him. Ban him.
Done.
There you go. Oh shit, dude. You didn't have to ban him that hard. Have a heart.
To the Shadow Realm with them. So, let me see. I have other things I was gonna rant and rave about.
Oh yeah. Besides Baby Godzilla.
Oh yeah. We tried to watch Fern Gully recently.
What do you mean? I want to know what you mean by tried.
Well,
like you turned it off because it was not good.
Yeah, we got like 25 minutes into it, and we were all just kind of like, all right.
Fair enough. I watched that a lot as a kid. I don't know. It doesn't mean that it's good.
I watched it. It feels very much of its time. It feels.
The villain is just like a tar monster or something, right? He's like pollution and
he's pollution, yeah.
He's pollution, and then we got Robin Williams as
a bat.
Bat.
Doing just
we got
wacky things.
Yeah, he's
You
basically
never
the
s-
genie, but he's a bat.
You never seen a bat so wacky.
He's a genie bat. And then a construction worker, main guy from Pocahontas gets shrunk down, right?
Yeah, John Smith from Pocahontas. But
He's
he's
a
a
construction
construction worker.
And he gets shrunk down to hang out with fairies.
Yeah, scantily
Hey
clad
Tangerine,
fairies.
how about we go catch some Peggies so we can sell them for 50cc each and then we could become really rich?
He wants to
There
buy
you go.
a Peggy, and he wants to pet it.
That that's what that voice always.
It definitely brings.
That's its own purpose.
It
Or
conjures.
its only purpose.
It does conjure those types of memories. We should get the fucking TikTok TTS to do it. I would discourage people from.
Oh my god! Welcome to DrawBomb.
I want to buy a Peggy, and that I want to pet it.
There you go.
It was good. So yeah, we tried to watch Ferngully, and man, I tell you what, it is very much a movie of its time. First of all, Robin Williams is alive. That's a huge red flag right there. No,
God. I was freaked out. I felt like it was like, is this a ghost? Oh my god, dude! How are we hearing his voice?
Dude, this is crazy.
Terrifying.
like-
And then someone informed me that dead people, if someone dies after they make a movie, you can still watch the movie. It turns out.
Yeah, recordings don't self-destruct if the person on the recording passes, which is good to know. That I think I'll try to live forever through them.
Learn something every day.
That's right. There's like a moment where one of the small characters, they're like trying to sort of get like something's happening. I saw this movie I saw like 20 minutes of this movie like 2 weeks ago, and I'm already forgetting. Like for some reason they get sent down to the river, and like when they're small, and they have to like ride a leaf or some shit like that on the river to not drown in the river. They
They have
ride.
wings.
I forget. I don't think so. I think this might be the human character. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they ride the leaf like it's a surfboard, and the movie starts playing like metal guitars or like
Sure.
electric guitars.
I mean, you can't show a surfboard in a film without playing. No,
no, not even like that.
Kind of stuff.
Like cool person music. Like it's like what the '90s thought like was cool, like music.
I see.
Because they're doing an extreme sport thing. Isn't this so cool, kids? Don't you love surfing and skating? Because these are cool 90s things.
The 90s did love extreme sports.
They did. Wasn't that like when the X Games were invented or something like that? And they called themselves the X Games. So that like, I don't know.
How can you not take them seriously?
Dude, they're so cool. There's fucking Nar, dude. There's also, it's a musical, and they just started bringing in like these musical numbers every 5 minutes or something like that, and they're very mid musical numbers.
At least you love that part.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite. We all know my affinity for the musical genre. So yeah, they like did so many songs in such a short, and like the songs are like, here's the thing. I wasn't like a Disney kid growing up, and I'm not a Disney adult by any stretch of the imagination. But like, Disney had musicals, and that was like their kind of thing. But like, the songs were kind of bangers. I mean, like, say what you want about
a lot of them were
Disney
pretty
movies.
catchy.
They had some damn good songs in those musicals. So if you're trying to kind of go like, this is like a 90s cartoon made by, I want to say DreamWorks, but probably not even. Probably like some
Were
smaller
they even
outfit.
a thing yet?
I don't know.
I'm sure they were, but
they might not have been. But the point is, they're clearly trying to go after the Disney thing. It's a very Disney sort of story. They're just trying. They're trying to go after like the Disney formula. you can kind of like sense that, but like also kind of inject like, oh, we're cool kid stuff, like snowboarding or, you know, surfing with the electric guitar music. But it's like, if you're gonna try and do the musical stuff, you gotta come with the heat, and they were not. They were very much
they didn't
not
do that.
coming with the heat.
Okay. Heard.
And then after like the third song in that 20-minute period, we were just kind of like, yeah, I don't gotta watch this.
Gonna do something else?
Yeah, that's what we did.
Cool.
And
well, at least you didn't like just suffer through the whole thing.
no, I would have if I was in charge of the remote. I would have suffered.
I know.
I would have done it.
You just like embrace being a hostage by your own design.
I'm like, this is what I'm doing, I guess.
Dang, it's too bad I picked this movie. Now I have to sit through the whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
Just cause.
This Fast and the Furious parody comedy movie is not good. Well, time to see how it ends.
Yeah, that's very much how you live your life, I think. Like, there's been multiple video games we've played where I'm like, all right, this sucks, let's quit. And you're like, but we didn't beat it yet. I'm like, I'm aware. Let's quit.
There's that part of my brain that's telling me like it has an end. You can see.
I want to know what happens at the end of this trash.
Yeah. How does this bullshit story I don't like finish?
I want to know what's at the bottom of the trash can.
Hey, don't you though? Sometimes you find.
That's the secret.
Sometimes you find a sweet sword in the trash.
To this day, I've never found a sword in the trash. Try as I might.
You're not looking.
I guess not. You know.
I'm looking in the right trash. It's a shame we don't have more to talk about when it comes to the Sons of the Forest, because we did play a few hours of it. It's just, we haven't done anything in it.
That's true. We played a few hours. We just built. We found a spot and we built. That's it. One thing that's interesting to me, unless we've already found everything, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of weird items because we've already found a like one wheel and a go-kart, or not a go-kart, a golf cart. So that's kind of fun.
It is fun that we have
some interesting like traversal methods. I think we should build like a garage.
I like that. I like that. It's interesting.
I don't know.
It's interesting that it's supposed to be the same island, but it's so much bigger, which is cool. I appreciate that because the island feels very less small than it did like in the original game. You know, it's
verticality too.
Yeah, the verticality really helps. But in the last game, you know, the island's a decent size, but it does kind of feel like game world sized island. It feels like a tiny island, you know, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I think the verticality is definitely going to help.
There's one part where we were just right at the coast, so it was like almost to the edge of the map. But the fact that it's so vertical is you're looking down a giant cliff, and then like at the bottom you just see, and these are places you can actually go. There's like a whole forest worth of trees that are teeny because you're so high up, and I was like, that's cool. That feels like a lot more like a real kind of island vibe, and like I don't know. It just that alone makes it feel bigger. Just the fact that you're. I'm like, if we're all flat, it would take me 10 seconds to walk to that edge, but
exactly
it feels giant now.
And that scale of the the verticality, it doesn't even have to mean like there's more square footage, but just the fact that it takes longer to get from point A to point B is very helpful. Like, this happened with Forza 5, is that Forza 5's map is...
Sons of the Forza?
Sons of the Forza 5, Horizon. Technically the map in that game is pretty big, I would say, but number one, you're driving a car like 200 miles an hour across it, and it's like on a desert. Like the whole map is a desert, so it's just extremely flat. So you can drive across the whole map in like 10 minutes, and then the map just feels like a tiny sandbox. And it's like, this is actually a huge map, but it's just all these factors are contributing to like shrinking the scope. Whereas Elden Ring's map, like Elden Ring's got a big map, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest game map that's ever existed. But because getting to each and every like anywhere is kind of a slog because you're dealing with things murdering you or trying to murder you the whole time.
Yeah.
It makes the map feels that much more substantial because if you you can look at something and be like, I want to go there. You can't just go there. Like, it's gonna be an issue.
You have to take in your design when, like, the world design, and also the gameplay design when you're deciding how the world is designed. Like, because I've seen open world games where like the community's like, why didn't they give us planes in this? And it's like, because you would just it would ruin the map. Like, it was an intentional decision that would ruin it. Everybody complained that the map was small then.
Yeah. So it's interesting how that works out. And then, you got games like Red Dead Redemption, which are like just legitimately the biggest game maps in the world. And it's also like, oh, you can only get anywhere by horse, and like a realistic horse. So I hope you
I love that game.
Hope you brought some reading material.
You can there's like wagons and stuff that you can get, and there's fast travel later that you can unlock by like spending some money in your camp and stuff. I'm not defensive. I've just had a few friends that were like, that game sucks. It takes too long to get places. And I'm like, I will fight you right now.
I'm glad
I love that game.
Forever to get places. I would prefer. I mean, that's what everyone complains about with Game of Thrones is it took too long to get places. No, the final season was just like speed running, getting everywhere, and people didn't.
I also just really love the vibe of like, I like westerns and stuff, so I like that vibe a lot. So I just like,
yeah, they're fun.
I the fact that it took a while, I was just soaking in the music, which was great, and the scenery, and like the graphics are beautiful, and I was just like, I don't care if this takes forever to get where I'm going. I'm just loving this. I don't know. That game was very much like up. I was the target audience, I think.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, vibes definitely help like get you immersed, and like getting immersed in a game world makes you feel less like speed running, like optimizing the gameplay, because I've heard multiple people say this, but like video gamers will optimize the fun out of a game. And you kind of have to design with that in mind sometimes.
Sure.
But if you don't, I mean, you'll still get the people who are here for the vibes, and that's there's something to be said for that. That's why a lot of people like frickin' Morrowind over the other Elder Scrolls games, is because damn, that game is vibes, and also like the immersion is way more. Because like Oblivion's when they started putting a fucking arrow on everything, that if they wanted you to talk to this guy, oh, he's got a big old arrow on his head. Do you not know where this guy is in the game world? Well, guess what? We got an arrow pointing you exactly what town they're in. And Morrowind's like, someone told you to like follow these directions. You go left at this sign. And boy, I hope you were listening. And I mean, you can check your journal, but you still gotta pay attention to what the guy's instructions are, and that's more fun to me. That's more fun than an arrow.
I feel like with the success of like Elden Ring, you'll see some of that come back a little bit as time goes on, because that game also was like, you just like you like bump into you find a corpse and you loot it, and you find like a note in his pocket, and then it tells you to be somewhere at a certain time, and then you're there, and like a guy crawls out of a bush and like tells you something, and then like it's just like nothing to like lead you. There's like so many things in the game that it's like you probably just missed it. You missed your chance to see that. You're not gonna see that.
That's never happening again. I hope you enjoyed not seeing it.
I don't know. It makes the world feel more alive when you actually have to find things in a realistic way.
And also you have to you have to take in the world more. Like, I was thinking about how a lot of times you can kind of like sleepwalk through a game, and it's like that's a game that you're not really like enjoying or playing. You're sort of just consuming it. and being forced to, and I feel like that sort of like pointing an arrow at everything you need to like to talk to, that is gonna turn that thing into like that sort of more consumable type of game where, you know, in Morrowind, because you have to like pay attention and like read what they're saying and follow the directions, and like the guy you talk to doesn't have an arrow over them, so you have to like find the right guy. That makes you have to pay attention, so you can't like walk through the games, and that just makes for a way more engaging and memorable sort of like you actually have to pay attention to the environment and stuff like that. Like there's so many games where if you're like, hey, so like what places did you go in the game? I don't know.
Right.
An arrow
it was
pointed
the
me at
leaf
where to
spot, and then I went to the woods area. Then there was, I think, like a red place. I don't know. I also had to pay attention to like what the people were fucking saying to me, like the characters. Normally, sometimes, you know, if I'm like not that engaged, I'll just be like, you know, quick skim what they say, skip, skim, skip.
Yeah.
But I had to actually read it, because if I don't, then you're just gonna miss out on chunks of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because those are like the arrow pointing at people, the mini map that's like basically a GPS, despite the fact that you're in like a medieval time. Those are all quality of life features that, like, I'm sure if you took them out, if you had them in the game and then you took them out, like the players would all be like, what the fuck, where's my arrow?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be wrong, because like the arrow was there, it was more convenient, but it's not necessarily better, you know. Sometimes you know, just having an inconvenience in your game is something that you have to like work past as an obstacle, and maybe that's like, isn't that the fun of games, is working past obstacles? So I don't know.
Right. For some people.
I don't know, man.
I think there's different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes.
Different games.
Different strokes it takes. Sorry, Ed.
Some people want like their hand-holdy games, and some people want like more of a challenge. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some people are there to just turn their brain off entirely and consume, and that's, I mean, those people also.
I like both at different times.
Yeah. I do too.
I play Power Wash Simulator and I play Elden Ring. Like I'm okay with either.
Yeah, but I mean, Elden Ring at
vibes.
least knows. Elden Ring at least knows that it's trying to draw you into the world, and I think that is. Like Power Wash Simulator is 100% like a game to put on while you have a movie on the other monitor. And I feel like the developers who made the game knew that. And Elden Ring is a game where you should not have a movie on the other monitor, because you should be paying attention to dodging right now, sir. And the game knows that too, and I you know, it's a good thing they know their focus, at least. Speaking of Power Wash, they just announced like what, Warhammer 40K.
Saw a Warhammer one, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Warhammer universe, Brandon?
I have very little. Like, I haven't played much Warhammer or anything. So I don't have much opinions on it. People seem to really like it, so I'm like, it seems like this thing where it's like, oh man, I must have missed out. There must be a lot of stuff to get people this hype that I had just kind of like was not on my radar when it was popular or something. Because I don't know. I don't really have any. I haven't played much of any of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm in sort of the same boat where, yeah, it's definitely like the people who like Warhammer like really like Warhammer, and more power to them. I know enough about the Warhammer lore, like not enough to say like, oh shit, that's cool as hell, or like this is my jam, but like, I don't know, the aesthetics in general, I'm like, okay, I don't know, it's cool sometimes.
Seems all over the place. That's almost the most interesting part to me. I'm like, this is all canon. There's like a fantasy thing, and then there's like
those are technically like different. Like the fantasy thing is like, it's either. Yeah, it's interesting because the Warhammer thing is I don't know if the Warhammer 40K stuff is also equally canon with the Warhammer fantasy stuff with rats. I just know they share
Okay.
the same name for some reason. I don't
Got it.
I don't know how they link up. I don't think they do.
Seems like a new Warhammer game comes out every 13 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And people seem to like it. That's cool.
The
don't know
40K
anything.
stuff is interesting because it's like sci-fi space, but I do enjoy the fact that it's like a gothic take on sci-fi, and I think that's a unique application to it, and that's cool.
Yeah. The like kind of style choices of it seem fun. I like
Yeah.
that. I just don't know anything about it really.
I'm gonna color this log your guy is hacking away at.
All right. Go ahead.
I don't know. The Warhammer lore, it's fine. The 40K is specifically what I'm thinking of. I forgot about the rats and the fantasy aspect of it. But I don't know. Yeah, I have a number of folks who I know who are like, oh yeah, fucking Warhammer 40K, isn't it so cool? The Invictus blah 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 blah. And I'm like, sure. I like the big
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
cathedrals.
All I know is that Henry Cavill is a big fan, apparently. I don't know
That
when
guy.
I keep seeing news stuff about that. I don't know.
He's gonna make a movie.
I remember reading that about Witcher, and then they kicked him out or something. I don't really know. I watched like half of the first season of Witcher, and I was like, I'm good.
That's
So I don't know. I like the game. Games.
played it.
Well, I only played 3.
I haven't played any of the games, but I have them all, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you're just collecting, man. Collecting thing.
Yeah, I don't even know when or why I got them. I feel like I probably got, like, I have Witcher 2, and I'm pretty sure I bought that when it was like on sale for $5, and I was like, oh, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of that back in the day on Steam when I was like a kid, like when I was at that age where I was like, I have a job, but I'm also a kid and I live at home. So it was just like money to like throw away because you didn't pay rent or any. You're still on your parents' insurance. So for most people, not everybody, but for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so I just had kind of like some like stupid money to just like, oh, I guess just buy it. Oh, it's on sale, buy it. I'll play it eventually.
How
And now I
often
have-
will this game go on sale for $5?
The next time there was a Steam sale, if every game that I bought on a Steam sale that is on sale during that sale, if I got my money back for it, I would get probably like $1,000 or something. I feel
Oh my
like.
god. Yeah. I mean, I'm still pissed off. I remember the one time I bought all of the Jackbox games because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get them all. I want to play these. I have a group of people here who I can play them with. I'm getting them, and I got them, and we did play them quite a bit, I will say. But fucking like the week after I bought them, the whole entire Jackbox collection went on sale for 50% off. And I could have saved myself a whole like $100, and I was like, ugh, this hurts.
I get a refund and then buy it again, please.
This hurts in a very special kind of way.
Yeah, it's the danger of ever buying anything not on sale when it comes to video games. I pretty much don't anymore, which
Yeah, I haven't participated in a Steam sale in a while.
well, I'm saying I pretty much don't buy anything not on sale most of the time.
that too.
But
I'm talking
the
about
only
like,
downside-
seasonal sales though for me. Like I've
Oh,
bought
yeah.
things on sale. But go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that no, you're all good. The downside to that, if you don't buy video games when they're not on sale, is you just don't get to buy Nintendo games anymore. If you have a Switch, you can't buy games for it unless you want to pay full price. Because
This is
nothing's
true.
ever on sale.
Nintendo knows that like Nintendo's like Apple, where they've got their like closed.
I know.
Like like they call it a walled garden system, I guess, where your shit only interacts with itself. And
and it works. Damn it.
It works.
Making money.
But you have to have like, you have to have that clout. You have to have people who are like, no, but Nintendo's the best for real. And like, to be fair,
They back
Nintendo-
it up, man. All their in-house games are like the best games.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I want them to suck so that they're cheap, and then I won't want them anymore.
Yeah. It'd be nice if like the next Zelda game kind of sucked, you know? That'll never happen though. I like imagining
And
a
then I
bad
can afford
Zelda
it.
game is almost impossible unless you think of the CDI games, which weren't even made by Nintendo. So like what? Nintendo just doesn't make bad games.
They seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not affordable.
That's what the reason Nintendo makes like only good games is because financially, because of the way they're set up, the incentive is there for them to make only good games because that's your excuse to buy a Switch, and they can dominate the market.
It's working for them.
Works.
Sure.
They know what they're doing. It also kind of makes me think like shit. If only there was more like financial incentive for companies to only make good games.
Right. To be a
different world.
That's a world I wish that's a world that I'd like to live in.
I sure wished I could be there.
Instead
in
of
that
here.
universe.
Ew.
Ew, groans.
Ghost Clock says, why are the zombies in the back? Why don't they have bomb heads? Look, I don't know the rules. I just draw the pictures. I don't know the DrawBomb rules. Sometimes they're people, sometimes they're not.
Yeah, we've had plenty of non-bomb people and bomb drawings. Okay, it's just kind of the main doofus has to be the bomb is really what it comes down to.
He's just in different pop culture, and then sometimes the pop culture is bomb guys. Sometimes it's not. I don't know the rules. We don't have a style guide for these.
Yeah, we should really get one together.
Let's get that going.
Yeah. This leg guy took forever, I tell you what.
I mean, how many episodes of DrawBomb have we done? And how many of them have been you drawing something overly complicated for almost the whole time?
Every single one.
It's your thing. It's your brand.
To be fair, at least I drew this cabin and I drew the background. I actually contributed a fair. I would say this. You
contributed
the most
a lot. I'm not saying you
contributed.
didn't contribute.
How dare you?
And I'm also not
achievements,
saying you contribute
sir.
those other times. I'm just saying that you pick.
I'm saying this. I feel like this is the most I've contributed to like one of these drawings. In a while.
Good job, man.
Thank you. I do tend to get like way, because I'm always like, oh, why won't this line be straight?
I was drawing this guy's arm holding an axe for like 20 minutes, I think, this episode. So
it do be that way.
I feel your pain.
That is actually like what holds me up a lot too. Is I'll have a similar situation where it's not maybe them holding an axe, but it's like, oh, why did I draw them crouched like this? Okay, how does a person crouched like this look? Jeez.
The most dynamic like
Yeah.
perspective ever drawn.
And then I'll look over and you're like, oh yeah, I drew like 5 people ice skating. It's no big deal. It's fine.
Just love to draw ice skaters. What can I say?
You got a real ice
They're so
skater's
graceful.
heart in you. They're so graceful. And I think this drawing is pretty much done, dude.
I think so too. We gotta do the title thing.
Oh fuck. I forgot to do the title. I'm gonna look up what the
I like Sons of the Forest. I know we don't have much we can talk about it, but one thing I have noticed so far is it seems to be going a lot more like like weird like actiony kind of vibes. Like even like from the menu, it's straight up like John Carpenter-y like music, and like that music's been kind of been carrying through, and I like all that. That's fun.
That is cool. I like that. I'm interested in seeing. I mean, we found bullets pretty much straight away, and a grenade.
A grenade was like the first item I found. In the last game, you're like beating things with like a stick with like a rock taped to it for like the first several hours of the game. And this one, you're like, first box you find is like, here's a grenade, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's that kind of game.
Yeah, I'm now in the first game. There was like one gun in the game, and you had to like dig 8 of its pieces or something like that up.
Yeah. Me and Den did not find it.
We did not find it either when I played with a group of people. None of us, so neither of us have used the gun.
I did figure out that you find, so you're constantly finding these pictures with X's on them.
Those pictures,
and that's the gun
where
pieces.
The gun parts are buried. Yeah, that I was aware of. Did you find that out at the end of the game or like closer to the beginning?
No, we were coming. I mean, kind of closer to the end, I guess, but.
Okay.
I had all the pictures, but I'm like, I don't care enough to go hunting for this one gun. I really don't care if I...
Because we like dug up a gun part, and then like 30 minutes later, we found a picture that pointed to that exact spot, and we were just like, wait, we were just there.
Gotcha.
Oh.
I just saw in the combined menu that you needed like 6 pieces, and then I had 6 photos, and I'm like, I bet you.
You use the old noodle.
Yeah, I use my brain.
Your Blaine.
My David Blaine street magic.
You were asking what?
I was gonna ask what layer you colored your leg man on, but I found one that I'm just gonna shade him a little bit.
I just fricked up all my layers in this drawing. I'll be completely honest with you.
I always do.
Fricked them all up. David Blaine street magic. Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. What a classic of the internet.
I was walking down the street to work about a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden I came upon like an entire deck of cards that's like been like exploded on the sidewalk. I don't know, for some reason, and then like pants and a jacket, and they're all just in a pile. And I'm like, somebody did some like fucking street magic. Like they disappeared themselves. This is wild. I wish I could have seen it.
That is a weird collection of things to find in one spot.
But, you know, that mystery went unsolved.
That's a shame.
You know, something I want to parody, whether it's a cartoon or maybe like an improv cartoon would be good for these. But Morgan's been watching a lot of Ghost Adventures. Have you ever seen this show?
Oh, man. What a show with Zach Baggins.
Zach Baggins. It's real weird.
Yeah.
Their energy it's so silly. They're like mad at the ghosts, I think, and they want to like they're like tough guys towards the ghost. They're like, unless you're a pussy, attack me, ghost. Like they're like in rooms like, you think I'm scared of you? Like they're like trying to be like they're like tough frat bros, but like they're also looking for ghosts.
I love that.
It's a strange show. But I would like to make fun of that or like make our own version of something like that.
That'd be super fun. I remember I watched this one Ghost series with my ex when we were just like looking for terrible shit to put on the TV. And here, I'll make it so you can see what I'm doing or what you're doing. One sec. So there it is. Okay.
Whoa! He's a Simpsons monster now.
That's right. I'm turning this
merge.
Merge. We watched like this Ghost series, and it was like these like hour-long movies on Amazon, where it'd be like The Haunting of Place. We'd be like, all right, fuck it, let's put this on. So we would, And it would be like these guys being like, we're going to this place. It's super haunted. Here's some people talking about how haunted this place is. And then they'd, have the people who work there being like, oh, yeah, it's pretty haunted, I tell you.
It is haunted.
When I go there, it sure feels haunted. And when I turn around, boy, it feels like I just had a haunting. And then, like, the guys will be like, okay, we're gonna go investigate these ghosts. Here we go. And then they would go and investigate the ghosts. And, like, them investigating the ghosts was mostly them sitting in, like, these empty rooms at night and being like, so, you like hanging out here, huh? And then, like, silence. So you a scary ghost? I bet it feels pretty weird to have someone talking to you like this. If you wanted to show yourself in some way, manifest, or and then.
If you ever wanted to be on TV, I could arrange that for you, bro.
It felt like the saddest existence of just trying to like talk these ghosts into like appearing and like knowing that you're a fraud. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like I've always been a skeptic of ghosts. If I really like had to like put money on it or something, I don't really think they're a thing. But as I'm getting a little bit older, I'm realizing that it's kind of like people who had some kind of experience or something. I feel like it's like very insulting to just be like, nah, you're fucking wrong, man.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to be a little more open to it. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, maybe I just don't know. I've never seen anything, but maybe that doesn't mean anything. But ultimately, these shows are just like the silliest thing ever because you're just you have to 100% rely on the fact that you trust these random like 4 guys that to not lie to you because it's TV.
Yeah.
Like it'd be so easy to like tip a bucket over. Like half the time you don't even see it happen. They're like, we came back and this bucket was on its side, and it's like, what? This is the cheapest show to make. Like I could. Yeah. All right, tip that bucket on side. That's a ghost. All right, tie some fishing wire to that and to that. Pull it. All right, it's a ghost. Stand behind the door and slam it. Ghost. All right, we've got an episode. Another episode in the bag. Where's our check? And the production's nothing special. But like, you just have to trust that they're not lying to you, and it's like, why would I? I don't know these people. Like, what? They're trying to make a TV show that's interesting to watch. Like, that's their first goal. Their second goal is finding ghosts. Their first goal is making an interesting show that they get paid for. So it's just hard to like watch those and take it like, well, yeah, I believe them. The second thing is, we were watching, kind of related to that but separate. We were watching this one Halloween. They were like, Ghost Adventures Live, and it's like a live production, and they're like in this house, and they like had all these cameras set up live, and they were like flipping between them, and they're like, we're doing something unique we've never done before. We're gonna do this whole thing live. You're gonna be seeing it here in real time. And then the episode happened, and not one thing happened the whole episode. They're just like, oh, no activity, I guess, tonight. But thanks for tuning in. It's like that was the one time that you could have like been like, no, that wasn't the editing.
Yeah.
And just nothing happened.
There was a time also, I think they were trying to do a live show, and they were like, they had a person on who they were interviewing, and the guy just basically called like their show bullshit. And then they got like really,
I never saw that. That's awesome.
And they were like, we gotta cut the camera. The guy's like supposed to be an expert of like whatever haunting is happening at that place. He's like, yeah, and then we got like people who come in just like saying a bunch of bullshit like your show or whatever. He doesn't say that exactly, but he basically like called them frauds on their live show and said like, yeah, this place is, we told you this place isn't haunted with ghosts, but you came anyway to like squeeze money out of the story.
Whoa.
It's
I've
very
never
funny.
seen that. I want to find that.
I'm pretty sure Red Letter Media talked about it. Because Mike's a big ghost guy on Red Letter Media.
Right.
So he's always got like these stories about Zach Baggins and ghost adventures and this, that, and the other. I think it actually might have been, speaking of Danny Gonzalez again, it might have been a Danny Gonzalez video that...
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah. How are we feeling about this frickin' drawing, dude?
This drawing's done, bro. Bro, this drawing's done. We didn't even include any forest in this drawing of the forest.
There's forest. That's what these like lines in the back are supposed to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Be,
Sorry,
maybe.
I thought it was just like a hillside.
You son of a bitch!
Oh, I've insulted you greatly. It's all right. There's
Anyways.
spots in the forest that look exactly like this. So
Yeah, I mean, I kind of tried to model the background a little bit off of where we saw.
Oh
we didn't,
man,
not where we set up the cabin, but where we saw that cool vista.
I'm going to. I just realized there's only like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna just add some more little flourishes for the last 10 minutes while we hang out. Okay. Instead of, you know, since because how else do we cut away and then, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you what were we peeking behind the curtain here?
So Ian, do you have anything to plug? Anything to plug?
Boy, are we doing plugs right now? Is that how we're doing this?
Well, I don't know. We had 10 minutes left, so I was just kind of like.
We could probably end the yeah. Let's start the song where everyone turns purple, and then we're like, DrawBomb is recording live in front of my studio.
I wasn't saying ending it right this second, you know. I was just saying.
Well,
like,
that's all,
10 minutes
folks.
will end
Have
it.
a good night.
God forbid I try to do things at the normal time.
DrawBomb is recording live in front of the studio audience. No, things to plug. You know what we could plug? Ooh. Whoa. Brandon's turning into a robot.
Going full robot.
Beep boop, am I right?
We put on to get out of the it's like,
Oh man, he's trapped in the void right now, folks. He can probably understand what I'm saying perfectly, but he is a robot. You hear it, folks. This. How are you so consistent being a robot? You've learned a new robot impression. I want to try it. It's a shame your picture's stuck too.
You're really fucking with me. I don't know.
Oh, you're back.
What's that? Oh, okay. Hey, it's good to be back.
Yeah, you're.
I don't know if that was me or you, but that was some weird stuff going on.
I was checking and I was uploading proper frames the whole time.
Okay, so it must have been something on my end.
It must have been. That was so weird. It was like I've never seen it so consistent without you like getting dropped from the call.
Right.
I'm happy you're back though. It's good to have you back.
I'm so happy to be back. Like when I leave this show, this is the only time I'm actually like when the show goes off the air, I just basically am in a void. It's the only spot where I can speak through the small little square on this Twitch stream.
Trapped in the internets.
That's right. I was hoping years ago I heard Kim Kardashian was gonna break the internet, and I thought maybe I'd be able to get out then. But it didn't happen. I was stuck in here anyway.
She didn't break the internet.
So that sucked.
We would have been better off if she had broken the internet, you know?
Yeah. I'm down to give her another shot, you know,
Yeah.
like
Please, Kim.
break it beyond repair, please.
For the love of God.
It's our
Finish the
only
job
hope.
and show it no mercy.
That should be a movie. Just the internet doesn't exist anymore. Oh no, he's broken again. Is that what you were doing when it wasn't working?
Yeah.
It's rude, but it was really messing with me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I would love to see a movie where they break the internet and like that'd be kind
The
of
movie
funny.
starts with the internet like going down.
It would be funny if it was like a like Terminator, where somebody like comes back in time from the future and they're like, I have to break the internet. I have to stop what the internet does.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we have a time machine. Oh, okay, well, are we gonna go back and kill baby Hitler? And they're like, no, we gotta go take the internet out. Like, it's a bigger threat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that's probably a bad take. I don't know. Never mind.
Oh, maybe don't bring Hitler into it. But
Yeah, yeah. Forget I said that. Never mind.
Maybe
You delete
just
that
the-
from the show, please. You need to delete that part.
I'll get you uncanceled. Don't you worry.
Thanks.
Don't worry about
Thanks, bro.
it.
I need this job.
The eyedropper tool is being funky.
Did you get the newest draw pile update?
Oh, that's a great question. Is there a new draw pile update?
I don't know. I got it right before the show started.
Oh,
and I'm not
there
sure what it
is.
What or if it changed much. But
It brings many bug fixes, some new features, and performance improvements. In particular, most Mac OS and some Windows systems with weird graphics drivers had trouble with the previous version rendering very choppily, which should be fixed now. But there's also other stuff, like support for the web browser version of DrawPile, scaling for high-resolution displays, and more. You can read all
here's a great
about
thing.
it. Yeah.
So ever since we got new draw pile, I can't use the eraser on my stylus pen because when I switch to that, it won't switch back when I flip it back.
Oh.
And that's fixed. So great job,
Oh.
guys. You did it. You did it.
You did it, yeah. I wanted to. I went to reach for a button on my soundboard that I don't have, which is there's this joke on YMS where whenever somebody who is consistent with fucking things up does something right, they'll have like a thing. He'll have like a 2-second thing where like it's zooming in on a picture of that person, and it's just like multiple layers of his voice going like, "Good job, you did it! Yay! I'm so proud of you! Good job! Yay! Congratulations, you did it!"
I'm so proud of you.
Oh yeah, plugs. We dropped a new cartoon and it broke.
Oh yeah. The internet?
Yeah, it broke the internet.
Or it just broke when it hit the floor?
Let the broke hit the
This is
floor.
the first cartoon ever made out of glass. We thought we were doing something cool, but it was very expensive and took a lot of time, but we broke it by accident.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we dropped it, it fell, shattered to a million pieces. It was really unfortunate.
Yeah. But I think we get like some kind of tax break now for not releasing our cartoon that we
Yeah, that's
put all this
right.
time and money into. I read that you can do that now.
The classic studio maneuver. So yeah, maybe we can show off the cartoon. I'll just link to it. Go watch it yourself and give us the
I'm gonna say that's up
views.
to you. You're the one that would have to do that.
Chumps.
But it's a good one. It's great.
I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's quite funny.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Go frickin' go. Wait,
Go
don't click.
plant your stinking eyeballs on it. Welcome.
Whoa.
Oh, there it is. That's a preview, guys. So
That's a little taste.
that wets your whistle. Now you want it. You can't help yourself. So
Yeah,
go check it out.
Go give it a watch. No, yeah, we're very happy with it. We're very proud of what we have done. I'm happy with it. I'm thrilled.
Good. That's all that matters.
See if I care. Whoa, what have I done? Anyways, this drawing's. I don't know what else to add. I think you did a wonderful
I
job
think it's done.
making trees.
Thanks. I based them on trees I've seen in real life.
Whoa! Well, you know, I couldn't tell.
These are based on true events. These trees.
Man, I hope they don't sue.
The trees?
Yeah, because you said you based.
I also hope they don't.
Isn't
that a Shyamalan movie where all the plants start suing everybody?
Oh yeah, I couldn't think of a good legal pun based on.
I know, I was trying to think of one too.
Oh,
Gosh, put some work into this joke that's not gonna pay off at all.
It'll come to me. The voir dire. No. Shit. I don't know, man. Brandon, do you have anything you want to plug?
Besides our cartoon, no, not this week. I don't got nothing. Check out our YouTube. Check out the cartoon. Follow us on social media. Wherever you find your social medias, we're there, somewhere in a dusty corner. Click on us, follow us.
We are in the dusty corners. We do hang out
there.
there.
Join our Discord. Maybe we'll start using it soon. Join
our Patreon.
Yeah, you could be one of the many list of names after our cartoons. You could be number 2.
Yeah,
silver is a very respectable award.
Yeah.
You can be the second person to join our Patreon. That's
sick
bragging rights.
It'd be sick as hell, Dad.
If you don't follow us here, do it. Why didn't you do it? It's free. Just click. You're already on the page. There's a button right on this page.
They make
all
it
you gotta do is
so
move your mouse
easy
over
for
to
you.
It. It's stupid that you haven't followed us yet. If you're watching right now, what's wrong with you?
You freak.
You know what? Actually, don't follow if you haven't followed yet, because
yeah, what a weirdo.
I don't want no dumbasses following us. I only want cool people.
That's right. Only the coolest.
I think that's about it.
That's all I can think of. Folks,
are you still adding stuff? Do I have to save this again?
I was just cleaning up some of my
doing some. You're like the custodial service of this drawing. You show up to clean.
I'm doing some cleanup. What can I say?
Everything's gonna be sparkling. I'm kind of a messy.
Kind of a messy colorer.
Illustrator. I always have been.
Don't you know? You gotta color inside the lines.
Sometimes I color something like digitally, and then I'm like, for like a client, and I'm like, all right, time to ship it off. But I better zoom in just to make sure everything's good, and then I'm like, oh my god, when I zoom in, like I have another hour of cleanup because I am a slob.
Yeah, I frequently, and like sometimes I'll think it looks great, and then I'll zoom in like one more, like half a scroll, and then everything all of a sudden is like, what happened? Where did all the what happened? Yeah. Where was the containment breach?
Yep. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you, Lotus Clock and Leviathan Den and Xenoots and Zone Dog and you, Ian.
Oh,
you were here.
You were here.
You were here the whole time. I had to prove it.
Maybe the DrawBombs was the friends we made along the way.
That's what this whole show is it's in case we ever get into some legal trouble, we have proof where we were.
Yeah, we have witnesses.
On Monday night. These are all pre-recorded so that we can go out and do crimes.
Yeah, we're just doing crimes, and we're pretending all the chat, like we
the chat's in on it.
We anticipated the chat and recorded our reactions ahead of time.
It's a real Ocean's 11 type situation.
Yeah, we're just that good.
We're out there, and there's music right now being like as we're like doing things.
Yeah,
and like a montage.
Someone's going crazy on some congos right now.
Yeah. But they can't pin it on us because we're here.
Yeah, and we filled all of the money sacks with pornographic magazines. That's a reference to the first one.
I should rewatch those. I don't really remember anything from them.
I mean, I'm a big fan. What can I say?
I remember the like contortionist guy doing like a backflip into like a trash can and then like closing it on himself or something. Or
you're in the right ballpark.
That's all I remember.
You're in the ballpark for sure.
Brad Pitt eats food, but that's every movie almost, I think.
Brad Pitt do be eating that food. He's really chewing the scenery.
What a curse. Like, from what I understand in movie making, not to like go off on a tangent right before we're about to leave, but I'm gonna do it anyway. In film, I'm pretty sure like food sucks. Anytime there's a scene where somebody's eating, like the actors are miserable because you shoot for like hours and you're forced to just like eat bites of this thing for hours, and you're like, I'm sick. I've eaten 3 burgers in the scene where we're eating a burger.
Well, usually what they'll do is they'll take the bite and then they'll spit the bite out, or they have like.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Or like the Fast and Furious 9, the scene where the 2 girls are eating ramen is so funny.
Oh my god!
I remember being in the theater just laughing because they're just like they keep like stirring and like almost bring it to their mouth and set it back down, and they're stirring. And
the amount of times
no
I
one
feel
eats
like
it.
someone was like, excuse me 1 second. What I should respond to with that is, and then they'll put like the spoonful back down. It's so funny.
In their heads, they're like, "This is gonna look fine," because you know no one's paying attention. But they didn't account for my mental illness. I was watching. So yeah, that's funny. But but Brad Pitt's always eating. So like, why are you doing that to yourself?
So apparently, what I read was that Brad Pitt wanted to eat when, like, the snacks when they were filming the movie, because then, like, they were doing like so many scenes or something like that. Like, he didn't have a lot of time to eat at the craft service table, so this was like his chance to just kind of.
Oh, that's fun.
Snack on the job.
He's a busy guy. No time to eat.
No time to eat. Too busy pulling heists.
Well, anyways.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching another one.
Another one.
We'll be back next Monday.
Yeah.
On the DrawBomb.
Same
place.
Same DrawBomb time. Same DrawBomb channel.
Yep. We love you all.
We're great at this job.
Yeah, we nailed it, dude. We're off right now, right? By the way, they can't hear us anymore.
Yeah, they can't hear anything
yeah,
anymore.
man, we
bunch of
killed it.
dinguses. Hate those guys.
Yeah, I hate those guys.